Beginning of the last decade, we started to notice a drug we were unfamiliar with called fentanyl was beginning to appear in opioid overdose deaths.
So fentanyl is a synthetic opioid.
Pain medication, that's how it's largely used.
And by 2018 or 19, it was overwhelmingly the cause of opioid overdose.
So there is misinformation out there about exposure to fentanyl, especially among first responders.
It kind of took law enforcement off guard.
And one of the fears is that the officers that collected would suffer an overdose.
The mere touching of it.
A whiff of the powder.
It could kill you. That's just wrong.
There's still people that are not educated about that. What was said is that if you stopped a car, if you handled someone that used fentanyl or had it in their system at some point, that you could possibly be exposed to an overdose yourself.
I think one of the important things for people to remember too is how does fentanyl actually cause death?
It causes you to have decreased awareness and interaction with your surroundings.
And making you feel really good for a short period of time. Work on a part of the brain that controls respiration and it slows respiration, and people die. Basically, their breathing stops, and the normal system that would say breathe is inhibited.
There have been videos out there which some officers, have shown to collapse. I have spoken to many physicians, and they have reiterated the fact that fentanyl does not absorb well through the skin.
Your skin is a great protective barrier of your body. It's very difficult for things to get through it.
That's what we have fentanyl patches for. But they need to be in place with special adhesive layers and a very large load of fentanyl in them.
And that transport across the skin barrier also takes many hours for it to occur. So just getting a little bit of powder on your skin, that is not going to get into your body and cause you any serious risk.
There's a normal way our bodies respond to stress. It is very, very different from the effects of the fentanyl or other opioids like that.
The symptom that most of these people had in dealing with fentanyl was the increased heart rate, increased respirations, which is potentially a fear of coming into contact with fentanyl.
Well, we heard and we saw. It's on the body cam.
The symptoms suggest that he's really having a panic attack.
One quick test to kind of look is to look at the eyes of the person who they think they may have an exposure.
It causes you to have small pupils.
If it's another type of reaction, more of a fight or flight type reaction, your pupils get dilated. So just by looking at the eyes could be a big tip off to maybe reassure people at the scene, no, you're not overdosing on fentanyl.
In the state of Connecticut, I know of no cases where an officer has overdosed or had an issue with fentanyl.
We, again, certify over 1,000 fentanyl deaths a year. None of those have involved first responders.
Any idea that fentanyl is intrinsically dangerous as a powder that is encountered superficially or even a little bit breathed in is a dangerous notion that prevents law enforcement from doing its job more effectively.
You can handle our citizens and know that you're not in any risk of having an overdose from doing so.
In the course of normal police activities of anybody, you're not going to get a lethal or a dangerous dose of fentanyl by mere contact.